That's why RFK is important. That's why his platform and what he's doing is important. Because this monopoly, media monopoly, who does that benefit? It doesn't benefit the people. It benefits large corporations. I got a saying that I read in the late 80s, and it holds true today. It holds true today that the public government is nothing but a servant for private wealth. I'm waiting for that statement to break down because it hasn't broken down in over 35 years. I keep seeing that statement come forth over and over again, that the government, instead of there for the people, it's there for private wealth. And so let's really understand, I can say these words and how they colluded and they put one narrative and they put it out there and it's unconstitutional. I can say that over and over, but we perceive things differently visually. So let's understand how that really took place.
Your job is you're a journalist. You're supposed to give the people the pertinent information.
And let us make our own.
Yes. And if your job is now propaganda for national interest, because it would be not in our best interest for the rest of the world to know that we did that, now you're acting as an arm of the state.
That's not where the activist needs to be. You don't need it from our news sources.
No.
That's it's supposed to be a fact source.
Yes.
That's why I can't watch any television news, any network.
It's trying to influence you. They're trying to bend your mind into whatever their narrative is.
They're vying for your eyeballs and ears.
Have you ever seen that video where it shows local news people? I'll send it to Jamie. It's local news people all saying like the exact same thing.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the trouble and trying to irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media.
This is fucking scary.
Yeah.
This is the scariest.
Well, that's propaganda.
Exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
I mean, this is they're trying to bend a narrative in a very specific way for everybody. They don't want to relinquish control of what the news is and what information is to the internet, to independent news sources and all these people that are investigating on very uncomfortable but probably likely facts.
And as you know, Joe Rogan was very controversial. They wanted to censor what he was saying because he's not fitting the narrative. But what I like to really discuss here in that particular thing is, did you understand the language that was being used with their particular version? This was brought in by Sinclair, who owns almost 40% of local TV stations. And that's how they were able to get everybody to do and say the same thing. Have you noticed how they say, hey, we are concerned about the one-sided news and that has just one narrative and the facts aren't checked. That is the projectionist. See, what the projectionist does, and we see that a lot with narcissists, and would you think our media companies are narcissists? Can our companies actually have a personality trait? Can they be considered psychopaths? That's another discussion for another time and day. But the point is that's what a projectionist does. Instead of taking responsibility and accountability for what they do, they project those behaviors onto you, onto others. And now you are the ones that are defending their behavior. They are saying, hey, you know what? We got to worry about those social media people that's all one-sided and don't check the facts and just want to push down a narrative that it can influence your behavior and your decision-making. And they're doing the exact same thing. See, they are just beating you to the punch. And now you're on the defense here trying to protect yourself from their behavior. That's Satanism to me. That's what Satan does. He wants to basically say, hey, you know what? God is doing this to you. Look what I'm giving you. I'm giving you freedom. You can actually have the freedom to watch porn. You can do all these particular things here, but God's preventing you from doing that. And Satan projects his behavior onto God, and now everybody's like protecting God. Oh, God, no, I have this God. No, that God is better than mine, yours. And we get all of this confusion. But that's what Sinclair Media has done, And here's the thing about how important it is when Sinclair essentially bought all of these individual local news stations, over 40% of America that they had access to. Now, there were like restrictions back in the day that restricting media companies and how much they could purchase, how many other media companies they can purchase from around the United States, and how many people, percentage-wise, that they have access to. And there was a limit on how they could, like, let's say 35% of Americans, you couldn't go over that. Well, what they did is said, well, hey, wait a minute. Not only can you go over that threshold that was supposedly be enforced by the FCC, but you could buy a newspaper now in the same local community that you have a television station with, and it's okay. Why is it okay? Because there are so many different choices that America has with the internet. Yeah, now you're not monopolizing any longer because America has so many different choices. Well, yeah. That's true. But when you suppress all of those other individual entities, journalists that Mr. Rogan said at the end that are investigating things that are uncomfortable, and you can suppress that narrative, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, hey, you know what? You can actually buy all these particular companies all around the United States and have one particular narrative because they have freedom of choice here on the internet. And now, no. We can suppress what's over here on the internet. So you can't even see that no longer. You can suppress what's going on over here now, and then you can still have access to that threshold that you didn't have access to before. Can't have it both ways, Supreme Court. Make sure, Supreme Court, when that comes into your rulings, that you remember that we gave these companies access because there was all of this different freedom of choices that American has that you can't see any longer because it's being suppressed. Remember that, Supreme Court. Because guess what, Supreme Court? The laws of the universe will be applied. I'm just a messenger. I'm no here. Actually, you know what? I'm the prosecutor. I'm prosecuting your laws that have no accountability here. I'm here prosecuting, sending this information to the creator, letting the creator know, hey, creator, this is what's going on down here. They're not obeying your universal laws. What are you going to do about it, Mr. Creator, Mrs. Creator? What are you going to do about it? And I'm going to be the receiver. Woo! Hey, Magic. No. You consider Brady, although I like Montana better. I'm open. Whoop, God damn, that pass came real quick. God damn. I got to pay attention to the blessings because we got to balance out this energy, this negativity. Oh, no, negativity's here. And supposedly positivity's down here. No, it doesn't work like a seesaw thing. It works like this. So when we see all this negativity and everything that's around us, it looks like it's terrible. It has to be balanced out. We, the people, have to be the receiver of the positive, balanced energy that's there all around us. But we can't see. Why? Because we're focusing on that one narrative.
Sinclair does not own a national news network, so its brand was not that well known. But it does own 173 local TV stations covering 40% of American households. Since those channels are affiliated with national broadcasting brands, ABC, NBC, and CBS, they display those logos rather than their parent companies.